just an extension of the arms. They're mutating instead of being farmed. Tonight beneath the marmalade Venus, haunted mowers chewing every glowing yard of mud between us. Going for Jag Dotson, Corvette Lotus, full cones you can slalom when your Zorlax focused. Via mechanical Dartmoor, Frankenstein poorly. It's sanctioned by a new Yank Orky who knew that any moment he could lose it to the Dago Pops suicide flooring, and still he keep his fuel tank portly. The 30-odd-year-old gear stank Charlie, the scarf dank mom's new hobby. Copy. Eyes and teeth, new moon on a scale that defy to believe. Outside what our fundamental sciences teach. Every other mighty lion asleep. Gangway, mind, eyes, mind, teeth. Gangway, mind, eyes, mind, teeth. Gangway, mind, eyes, mind, teeth. It was less of an act of hubris, more a lonely hearts club at the helm of a magic bullet. Away on a relentless bid for rarefied inertia. Rattle trap books married to the patchy terra firma. Ursa Minor getting warmer. I crowbar into the pecking order. The dreck between the horse and Betty Borders. Hug a double yellow spine, knobby rubber like a rat on a rope. Those little fuckers run on passion alone. This is the product of a DIY inadequate home. Grabbing a cabin in the fuck of the Dodge. Acting a savage in the shadows of Rome. Traffic amassed against insufferable odds. Fashioning gallows out of plastic and bone. I got the motor drone, walls of death splintering under me. All city galvanized bikes, white knuckling. Bright light tunnel kings tucking the devil. P.S. I wrote this on a self-destructing memo.
Put your hands in the air like you really do care. Oh yeah. Put your hands in the air like you really do care.
And here we go. We got Phil coming in.
Just in time.
You got the. Can everybody hear me? Okay? Is the mic level okay?
Just like a lot of construction yards.
Music's too loud. Hey, turn down the game down. Yeah, just go ahead and turn it down a little bit. Music too quiet. Make up your mind. Hey, and I saw that Sir Flips a lot is in here. The almighty Flips. What's up, man? Big shout out.
Music too quiet, music too loud, can't hear anything. You people need ears.
Alright, so is you turned on the guest?
Yeah, both mics are on.
Mic's on. Alright. So,
I get bad to use that. He looks like an ex-con.
the mic isn't loud enough, it's hard to hear. Alright, hold on 1 second.
They're both up.
Yeah.
Up.
I mean, that's loud as shit.
Yeah. Mute the music.
Okay.
Alright. The mic level should be good now. I mean, I hope you guys can hear us. Yeah. Alright guys, so welcome to our latest Twitch stream number 21. It's me, Ron, aka Baracus. I'm here with Phil, our senior narrative designer, and over there we have, of course, OP, aka Declan. Yeah, so welcome all you guys. We got some cool stuff to talk about today, some stuff I know you've all been wondering about, such as some little bit of information regarding our server merges. Yeah, we got Blightstorm coming up, so I know you guys got some questions about that. We got some cool events coming your way. And yeah, of course, as always, we have the open Q&A session for you guys, and we'll be answering questions as the stream goes on. Who's the guy on top? That's Declan, OP32. That's well, he's been around here for a while, so you should recognize him.
Yeah.
If not as a player, now as a community manager, he's the guy that we got out of the community to come and help us out. He's been a great addition to the team.
I was voted best player ever, and that's why I was playing.
Yeah. Yeah, he's best and, you know, amongst other things, player ever. Alright. So, first of all, I guess we can just start out by giving you guys a little update about, what should we start with? Do you think Blightstorm or with server merge information? Maybe server merge, because there's not that much information actually we can give you now. Yeah, but all you guys have been wondering about it. Is it going to happen? I know a lot of you have been asking. Yes, it's definitely going to happen. Now we've had our, I won't say final meeting, but we've had the meeting to decide kind of how we're going to go about doing it, and the process is moving forward. That being said, it's going to be quite a long process. I mean, this is not an easy thing to do. You think, you know, we have, I don't even know how many servers do we have, Declan?
61, I think.
61. Okay, so that's a big number. And first we have to decide which ones we're going to be merging, and that's a job in itself. Just one, you know, we have to make sure we get the right people in the right servers. But yeah, so Phil can also tell us a little about this. But you know, looking at timelines, what are we looking at right now, Phil?
So we're sort of looking in a sort of like 6-month period, and what Ron was talking about is really, really true. You know, these servers, some of them have been around for like years, potentially 10 years, and when people choose the same names or things like that, that obviously makes the merge harder. There's a lot of like stuff, we don't want to get your details or anything like mixed up. We want to make sure that we retain your accounts, but we also want to give you that sweet more players on the server so you get some more action game time. So
yeah, so like as he said, we're doing this process very carefully. It's a very big project, but something that now we've dedicated ourselves to, and it's definitely going to happen. But yeah, so there's challenges, as Phil said. A lot of you have accounts on different servers, and you know, we want you to be able to keep those. We don't want to get rid of any accounts, so we have to find the best way to put those together. Also, logistically speaking, we have to look at, you know, where certain players are, who's going to be playing together on the same maps, but in the end the goal is to kind of get rid of some of these servers where it doesn't make a lot of sense to keep them, because there's not a lot of action, and of course this is a fighting game. This is a game where you battle people, so we want to give you the opportunity to do that, and this is a great step towards that.
Lara's just asked when server merge will happen, what happens with the accounts which have more than one server, one login name. That's the type of thing we really need to test, and it is about like testing. It's about setting up like effectively internally duplicates of what the server data is, and seeing what happens when we merge it, and see where the problems are, and then slowly resolving each of those problems. This is where it takes quite a lot of time, because DarkOrbit's an old game, and it's much easier to set up a new server than to try and merge the old ones. So, but we know that in the end this will be better for you, because you'll have more people to play with and more fun, basically.
Yeah, so I mean, that's all the information we can really give you now about server merges. Basically, we can just confirm that they are happening, and we can also confirm it's probably going to take around 6 months for the whole process to be complete. Of course, we'll be giving you updates as we move forward with this whole thing, keeping you informed about what's going on. We don't want to leave you in the dark, Orbit.
That's so bad. So bad.
Alright, so anyway, this brings us to our next subject. Something that's kind of close to this, and something else, you know, we can't talk about too much, but I'm sure some of you already heard. DarkOrbit is opening up a new server in Japan, together with DMM. If you don't know, DMM is a really huge site over there for playing games. It's a great partnership for us, and it's a great opportunity for a lot of players in Asia to come, you know, join the DarkOrbit crew. Now you'll be seeing some more news coming out about this, but I just wanted to put that out there because I know there's been some rumors going on about what's going on with that. Yes, it is true, there's a new Japanese server opening. Well, when that's going to happen, it's not nailed down yet, but as soon as we have the information, you'll have it. So that's with that. We'll take a quick question actually from in here, because it's something that we've already been talking about. Also, when will we make a client? Well, the question is when will we make a client in Hangar, but when are we going to make, I guess, a downloadable client? Yeah, so this is a question that's been asked since I started, and I guess since for quite a while now. So we can't give you a direct answer, but I can tell you the plan is the same. We're trying to clean everything up, going with the server merges and all that. and after that we'll look at downloadable client. But we don't want to have a downloadable client. We don't want to focus on doing that now before we take care of all these technical issues. So that's going to be, you know, more than 6 months in the future. So we're looking at, you know, Q1, Q2 of next year, but we can look at that once we get the server mergers done. So that's what's going on with the client right now. Yeah, so now we can move on. We'll start moving on to some more questions now, I guess. Let's see what we got. Don't want to get to that one. I don't know, when can we buy the Mimesis in the shop? That's probably going to be a long time before the Mimesis and the new ships are in the shop. The point of those is they're rewards for people that, you know, play the game and collect the resources needed. This is a way where, you know, we can reward the players for spending their time and for actually playing the game and not just being able to go in and just purchase things. So I can tell you the truth, I don't think that's going to happen anytime in the near future. It's probably going to be quite a while.
But there's another question linked to that, which is, are there going to be more ways to obtain oil? We realised that when we released Plague Alerts, when I was putting the designs in, we didn't get the oil quite right. We rebalanced it. We've now released the gate. We are doing other things. There are events coming up. There are the classic events, which are the Blightstorm events, which we'll talk about later. But yeah, we're really aware of that, and it's very possible that quite a few new ships will then appear in that type of format. So it's about getting the oil, or possibly getting another resource to be able to craft those ships and craft them yourselves, and use the sort of booster system to make sure that you can boost those opportunities to get more oil.
Yeah, and as you guys know, we've now released the quarantine zone gate as permanent content, so now you can always go in there and get the oil. I know there's a bit of, I don't want to say controversy, but there's a bit of griping in the community about, you know, how hard it is to beat the Overlord in there. Yes, it's tough. Yes, the thing has a lot of HP. We want it to be a challenge. I don't think that the difficulty will be changing on that anytime soon. Maybe we can always make changes to the balance, but we already have. You know, without boosters, you can possibly come out of that gate with 16 oil after defeating the boss. So I really actually think that's pretty good for the investment. We've also lowered the requirements for going into the gate to 2 people. Now, yeah, it's a kind of a mixed bag there. Yeah, you can do it now with just 2 people, but it could be quite challenging with just 2 people. But you know, if you grab a buddy and it's just the 2 of you take on that boss, send me a video of it. I can, and we'll feature that. Might even get a little prize for me if you guys manage to take that thing out with 2 people. I'd be happy to see some videos like that. So you can make a video, post it on YouTube, you know, put it on our page, and we'll go from there. We actually, we'll stop on the questions now for a second, because another thing that I wanted to talk about today just came up, and it's Blightstorm. I know some of you have heard this name, but maybe Phil, you can give some background on what is going on here.
So one of the things we wanted to look at is some classic events that have gone before. We obviously have to sort of rejig them, look at them, make sure that they're working okay. But we also wanted to make sure that we continued the story that we're doing, the story about this new invasion, this force, and all of the Blightstorm events will have quest lines with them. And while we're here, you know, if quests are what you really like and you want more quests, then ask us for more quests, because that's what I'm here to do. I can provide quite a lot of quest content and things like this to keep you engaged. It's something that we're looking at just very recently. Obviously, some of you will remember Sergey, and other people Elton's obviously not here, and somebody's already mentioned that. We're sort of moving to a new design team. We've got 2 new designers, but they're experienced designers. They've been working for a long time within the company. We're really delighted to have them on board, with Miguel as well, who's absolutely fantastic. And we're moving forward with a whole lot of ideas through the design team, a whole lot of things. There was something we were talking about with clan battle stations potentially, you know. We were looking at that today. That was a discussion that went on. And so stories and quest lines are something that we can do. It's not for free, but we can like look at them and balance them. There was a question about like new maps and new NPCs. Yes, definitely, some of those things are in there, but while a lot of the developer time is working on the server merge, it's really, really important that we get that server merge right, and then we move on to like these new things. But quest content, we can definitely provide, and if that's something that excites you, you let us know on like YouTube or on like this stream. You let Ron and Declan know, and we can get that in there.
Yeah, so you know, part of what I do is trying to find out what you guys like, and of course we just ask you straight up. But you know, I also have a lot of data to go by, and based on looking at that, you guys really love the latest quest from the Plague Alert event that Phil came up with. There's really no surprise, you know. They were really great quests with actual storylines that made sense, I guess you could say, finally. You know, a welcome change. We want to give you guys a little more of the story. I think it's amazing. I think it's a really cool thing. It's something that we're going to keep doing. And yeah, he also mentioned that, you know, we've got some new people on the team now. This is great. You know, we haven't had a fully staffed team in quite a while. And now we're in that situation. Yeah, that being said, a lot of the resources are for the server merge. So as you can see, we're very serious about getting this right and taking our time and making sure everything comes out. Yeah, so there's not going to be a whole lot of new content during this time. But that being said, you know, we're still going to be bringing you things that, you know, maybe you've seen before, but there's going to be definitely a twist on some old things coming up soon. Yeah, of course, the cat's already out of the bag. The first event in the from our classics that we're going to be bringing back is the pirate hunt. And I know a lot of you guys are waiting for that one.
And the second one, we've got some new faction posters like coming, and I think our art team has done a fantastic job on those. I'm really, really pleased. And again, it's something that we were talking about, talking to Narrative, myself and Rebecca about like what we wanted in these pictures, and I think we've got exactly the right feel for going forward.
I think so too. So I mean, there'll be some more information coming out about the second event. They'll be coming one after another pretty quickly, so you'll get the event, you'll get the information rather quickly, and you guys will see those new posters for the factions soon, because we have to start giving you some information about the event, but that's not going to come quite right now. Yeah, so we'll try to move on to another question here from the crew. The new mission will give LF4s. Well, that's something that we actually brought in, something new. You know, yeah, you're welcome, everybody, by the way. Yeah, you know, we don't want to give those things away too easily. It becomes a question of balance. You know, if you give away something too much, and it loses its value, basically. This is basic gaming economy. That being said, you know, it's a valid prize for Quest, and something that we will definitely look at, but not just the LF4s, talking about all valuable items.
And because we feel that they're valuable items, it'll be something at the end of like a tougher quest chain. As like Ron said, there's been some like gripes about like the difficulty of the boss in like Plague Alert. That's my design. Thanks, guys. Because I wanted to give something which was more of a challenge. I think that a lot of times the gates have been a bit too easy and a bit too easy to complete. We really, really want the people who are getting these ships to be the ones who dedicate their times to like getting this gate finished, get the Indoctrine oil and like get out there. It's definitely something that we can look at in the future when we're like dealing with these things. We always take your feedback on, and it's really, really important that you keep feeding back to us, because it really helps us like develop the game.
Yeah, definitely. Like Phil said, we're always looking for your feedback. I know I talk to the moderating team all the time about what you guys want, and that's why some of this stuff has been introduced in the last couple of months. You know, we've been paying attention. It's a process, though. I mean, one thing that I preach on here, and you guys have to understand, developing games and putting new features in and content, I know it sounds very easy in practice, and maybe it would be if you were working on a 2-man team. Me and Phil just made our own game, then we're sitting in our garage somewhere. Yeah, maybe we could throw some extra stuff in there just whenever we want it without answering anybody. That's not how it works in a big company like this. You know, we are, in the end, you know, we're here because of you, the players. But in order to get things changed, that takes steps. You have to go through steps. You have to, yeah, basically you have to work to get changes done. And not everybody's on the same opinion. Not everybody in the community is of the same opinion. There's certain things, of course, that we put into the game not everybody likes. We try to do the best that we can to keep everybody happy. Will that ever happen? No, it's impossible, but we won't stop trying, basically.
Question there about like, are we going to start selling posters? If that again, but like, if you like posters, you want the posters, that's something that you should just like tell us about, because there's ways and means that we can go forward there. We'll give them away as prizes and things like this.
You mean
competitions.
these slick posters back here? I actually have quite a few extras laying around, so that's we can. If you guys are interested in these, we can give them out. I have no problem with that. Are we gonna sell them? I don't think so. I mean, we'll leave them more as like collector's editions and prizes for things. I think that's cooler in a way. You know.
However, you haven't seen this poster, because that poster is amazing. And setting up next to my desk, so that's quite cool. But yeah, well, there you go. We won't reveal everything just now. Oh, look, we're being offered £400 for the couch and half for research purposes.
This couch.
Okay.
I don't think you would want this couch. It's actually not that comfortable. Maybe it looks more comfortable on Twitch, but it's not the coolest thing to sit on, you know? They could have sprung for a more comfortable, maybe a better finish on it, but man, if you give me 400, this will be at your house. I'll say that. I want to move to something real quick that from one of our forum users, Neo Onoma. Just because I know it's always a hot subject, and I just want to touch on it really quick. And it's the balance of the spectrum in Tartarus. So basically, OP over there, if you see him, oh, wrong corner. If you see him right up here in the corner, I believe he just created a huge ticket today for a bunch of balancing changes.
Yeah.
And the top ones were those two, if I'm not mistaken, were they?
Yeah, and then there's drone formations, other ship stuff.
Yeah, so, you know, we're on it. We're going to get some balancing changes done. We know about the issues, and so now we're actively working on it. You should hear something about that, I'd say, in the next 3 to 4 weeks at the most. But it's definitely something we're going to be changing. Yeah, so moving on. Okay, I can't answer that. Let's see. And when events start to go in normal time. So I think maybe you might be referring to the time issues we had. If we can go to that real quick. The time issues came when we moved our data centers. It was an unfortunate side effect of what we did. In the end, it's a good move for everybody. It's going to speed up the performance of the game. But it turned out afterwards there were some things coded in that caused all the servers on the American cluster to be on UTC time. Does that make any sense? Yeah, on UTC. Anyway, we fixed that, so now all the servers in the American cluster, so that's Mexico, Global America 1, all of those are now on the correct times for their time zone. Just a slight thing to mention, the Russian server right now is 1 hour behind what it's supposed to be. That's the same issue, but we will have that completely fixed in the coming week or two. But a 1 hour difference is not so much to deal with. Before with the US problem, that was quite huge. We dealt with it, it's fixed. So everything now is going to be scheduled on the correct time and be running on local server time. So you don't have to worry about that anymore. That's good. Let's see, why not bring back the Conflict Rising event? You know, we might, who knows? We haven't told you what events we're bringing back. You don't know. There's quite a few coming. But we don't want to give it all away at once. So we want, you know, we want to give it out as the schedule goes on and as the summer goes on. One thing I can tell you that we're bringing out that's going to be coming soon, and I know you guys all love, who doesn't love free stuff? Yeah, so we're going to be doing a spring bonus calendar. So basically, you'll be getting bonuses just for logging in. I know you already do, but we'll have a better one with a calendar with little windows you can open.
Yeah.
Who doesn't like that? That's awesome, man.
Something that's more than 200 iridium.
Yeah, it'll be, the prizes are a little bit better than 200 iridium. I can tell you there's an enhanced LF4 in there. I'm not gonna tell you what day it is, but it's on there.
Some foil as well.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's some oil in there as well. Induction oil. You can get some from the calendar coming up. So you'll hear an announcement about that in the next couple of weeks, coming up about when that's gonna start. But it's gonna be soon. Just to let you know. So yeah, that's pretty good.
There was a question there about my thoughts on working on DarkOrbit for the last 6 months, which is I've been working here for longer than 6 months. Thank you very much.
I'm almost 6 months.
Yeah. It's great. It's a really, really good team. It's gone through some changes. Obviously, you know, I was here with Sergey originally, and like I'm now Ron's in. Like, there's a lot of changes like gone on, but I think all the changes have been good. I think we've got a great team working really, really solidly to like push things forward now. I don't just do the narrative design for like DarkOrbit. I do some of the other products within like the company, but it's always a pleasure to like work with the team and like chat with like Ron and Declan, who I've got a desk right next to, so that they can like they can just like bother me, especially Ron with his singing. Yeah, it's really, really good fun. It's it genuinely is. You know, we do our best to like make a very, very old game as pleasurable as possible, and you know, some of the things that we're trying to now get past are the problems related to a really old game where the original developers left, and we're now like working through the code and getting that sorted out and making it much tidier so that we can do better things for you. We can have like better like NPCs, we can have better events and better like storylines, which start really telling a really, really like constructive story. So
Phil, will you make a 50 Shades of Lordekia story plotline? Funnily enough, I'm 100% sure he can write an interesting one, so maybe we'll do some like separate fan fiction just for some people for that one. I like that. Let's move over to another subject right now that is near and dear to everybody's hearts, I know. Yeah, so bot users. You know, I can't really tell you, I can't give you a date about, or, you know, a concrete plan of when we're going to do this, because I can't tell you exactly what we're doing. I can tell you, of course, we're aware of the issues, and I say that every time, but, you know, it's an ongoing battle, and honestly, it's always going to be an ongoing battle. You show me a game that is bot free, it's online like this, well, you can't, so you know, I'm not even going to challenge you for that one. That being said, we are doing some things, we have some things in motion right now that I believe will really work to drastically reduce the amount of bots that you're going to see on these maps. It might take a little bit to get done. Of course, this is a hard project to go with. You know, every time when we advance, they advance. That's the way it works. It's a constant battle. We are trying to do something about it. We know it could be an issue with the Pirate Hunt event. That being said, you know, don't bot. If you do, we will eventually get you. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but you will be caught. Yeah, I can just say that we have things in motion as we speak to take care of the bigger numbers of these bot users. Yeah, so that's basically all I can say about that right now. Let's see what else we got. Will there be changes to the gates themselves? I guess you mean the Galaxy gates? You know, as they are right now, I would say no. I mean, they work, they function as we intend them to. Maybe we can add more later. I don't think we'll be changing any of the functionality of them. they work fine from our side. That's not one of the things that I see people complaining about. Maybe just adding more, but also at the same time we want to push more action on the maps. And you know, this is when you start seeing things. We have some ideas, like Phil said earlier, with the clan battle stations. We have some great ideas for that moving forward, to try to push some more action on the maps. We know that is something that a lot of people want, and of course we want to see it too. It's a fighting game. We want you guys to fight. Come on now.
And now that we've got Declan, now we've got OP32, there's that real opportunity for his feedback to like lead us in like the right direction, and because he's been a player for many years, and I think that's really, really brilliant that we actually have that type of feedback, because yeah, it's invaluable to us.
Yeah, so and I've seen the question here a couple times about the RSB and the assembly. I can't give you exact time for that. You know, that's it is something we'll do again, but I can't tell you exactly when. And you know, to be honest, that decision isn't up to us. But it will be available again. We're going to try to find other ways to get some more stuff in the assembly. Yeah, I mean, we know you guys liked it. We know you enjoyed that. We just have to, you know, take all things into consideration and do that when, yeah, just do that when it's right. And so, play Pets of Pete. How do I enter the giveaway? You're already entered, man. If you're in the room, you're entered. So, yeah, no worries. Good luck. Let's see, what else we got? Welcome Firefox. Welcome to the stream. Got off work. Thank you, man. Let's see what else we got here. Gonna be more ways to get over. You guys asked that, Phil. We answered it.
Answered it.
Yes. Yeah. All right. So I got a question in here from the forums. Actually, let's see. Best GA Ren EUW. Man, some of you guys' names, man. I don't know. That's supposed to be one word. Beskaren EU. That was a.
Yeah, best G around you.
Best G around you.
Best Garen EU.
Best Garen EU.
Not. It's a League of Legends character. I thought he was awful.
Ah. Okay. OP with the save. All right. Anyway, he's talking about. So basically, this guy's asking, can you reduce the drawbacks of dying and being attacked by UFE? Yes, we can. How that's going to be done is not decided yet. It's something we've already talked about. Basically, we understand the issues with super powerful players being able to just kind of dominate and murder people, and we know that's not fun. It's no fun just, you know, going around a map getting murked. You want to enjoy the game, and you don't want to take on friggin' Titans while you're on that map and just be murdered. It's something that is on our roadmap. It's something that we want to fix. We're looking at a couple of different ways to fix that. Woo! We're looking at a couple of different ways to address that problem. But there hasn't been a definitive answer as of yet. That's going to come. As Phil said, we have 2 new designers on the team. That's one of the issues that they have on their radar, basically, is not just that particular problem, but kind of balancing issues in general. So this will also include the ship balancing, the drone balancing, but also, of course, the battle balancing. How do we ensure that people are, you know, can fight in a fun way with people around their same level and not, not have Tyson versus OP over there.
So that potentially means like reworking the maps. Well, one of my problems from a narrative point of view, generally I think the story should have a flow and that it should like flow through the game. I think that DarkOrbit hasn't really had that, and I'm really happy to sort of introduce that. As I said, you just let us know if you want like more like plotline, because that's not hard to do. But it's also, you know, some of the maps with all the aliens on it, it looks like a bit like an alien shopping mall where they've just all like gathered together, and it's just like, oh damn, the humans have arrived, attack them. And you know, we want to like rework some of that. That might involve more PvE maps, but again, there's like issues with like bots and stuff like that, which we understand in like PvE maps. And then like more opportunities to just like decide whether you want to go to PvP, like combat, and so you've got different ways to like follow story, different ways to develop your character, and then when you're ready for PvP, you can go in there confident that you can like fight at a fair level. But as we said, server merge, 6 months, all these changes take times. The NPCs, there hasn't been a significant balance there, and we want to like get that back so that you've got a challenge, that you have a challenge either against other players or you have a challenge against like the enemies that are in the game, and that's sort of a bit what the Plague of Left Gate was about. So
look at Moobot got our back. Somebody asked the Magic 8 Ball if Dark Orbit is ever going to merge servers. Magic 8 Ball says it is certain. See, even Moobot knows what's up. Yeah, so I've seen a couple more questions here. When can I craft my LF4s, log files, etc., Hercules, into something else? You know, what you're talking about is a crafting system. When, I can't tell you. That's going to be a long time in the future of dealing with that kind of stuff. That's like you're talking about new kind of new way of doing things in the game. So I can't even tell you if it is going to happen or not. I can tell you that has been in the discussions, in game design discussions, but apart from that idea, it's not really being formed yet. So when, no idea. If it's going to happen, I don't know. Yeah, we'll see about that. What about the new system of ranks on Dark Orbit? Ooh, well,
Do we really want to talk about that? Do we? I'd spend like 5 hours talking about that. We should probably do like a full stream for that one day.
Just about ranked. I mean,
Just
you
about
know, yeah, there's going to be changes to the ranking system. We still haven't decided exactly what that's going to look like. I think I said it before. One of the things that's really important to us is to make sure that the people that have earned their ranks up to this point should be able to keep them. I don't know what that's going to look like either, though. I can tell you this: we're not going to go into a situation where we reset leaderboards and just you guys get nothing. That won't happen, for sure.
but it's how we identify that you had that rank in like the past before we like renew things, and that's something that is in discussion, but in a lot of ways it isn't as major as some of the other fixes that we're doing at this point in time. So apologies for that, but for us there's other more fundamental things that we need to look at.
Yeah, so I see a question here about something. How are we going to prevent multi-company clans because they are killing the game? I don't think it's something we can talk about a whole lot, but we do have kind of a plan for that.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do. We have a plan. Yeah, actually, I can't say any more than that. I'm a big spoiler, man. I don't want to be spoiler alert. I got to walk out of here and face my boss. I don't want to. I can't be promising things, before we have a final plan, unfortunately. But we do have a plan for that. A rather good one, I would say, actually. It's not finalized yet, but it's something that's going to be coming. But you can probably, this is something that's probably going to come with the server merges altogether. Because yeah, that's our main focus at the moment, is to try to get these server merges done and done correctly. I saw a question earlier about people on the Asia 1 server. What's going on with are they going to keep their stuff? Yeah, don't worry about it. People on the Asia 1 server, we got your back. We're not, your accounts won't be deleted. Wait for the official announcement on everything on how that's going to go. That should be coming out, I would say, the next month. I can't give you an exact date because we don't have an exact date nailed down yet. As soon as I do have good information, I'll pass it on to you exactly how it's going to work. But have no fear, your accounts are here to stay with us, and your stuff. That's all. It's not a problem. Can you increase the drop oil in the quarantine zone?
We've talked about that.
Nah, I mean, we already did, first of all.
There'll be other places to get it.
Yeah, there'll be other places to get it. I don't think we'll be doing it again in there, because for me, it's already lucrative enough. I mean, if you choose to use boosters, you can come out of there with, what is it, 30, 31, or 32 oils. you know, that's a good amount. It would take 450 to build to craft one of the new ships, so I think that's I think it's fair. Yeah. So moving on to what else we were going to talk about. I know there was one more subject, Phil. You got to help me here, man. So we had server merges, we have Blightstorm. Well, maybe that might have been it for the actual talking points, because I'm drawing a blank here. So maybe we can just go on to some more questions.
Some more forum questions.
Yeah, sure. Let me look through some of these. Okay. Okay, yeah. Chat issues. Yeah. So this is from Steve-O. You're not. I know you're not the real Steve-O. Chat issues. Yes. So what you're talking about is the chat issues on the American servers. They're even worse. But overall, we're having issues on all of our chats. I know that. It's going to be fixed soon. I know you guys hate that word. I hate using it too, and I keep telling you that. Good news is I can tell you now, we do have one developer who has that as his main task, to get that implementation done. So timeline, I can't give you one. Soon is the best I can say. So I would say if I had to guess, within the next 2 months, we should see the new chat system in the game. That being said, I won't promise that, because there are other issues outside of our team that are keeping this from happening. So it's not completely on our team that it's not being implemented. I can't get into the reasons behind that, but that is the issue right now. On our side, we're getting everything ready to go. We just need a couple more things to fall in place in order for it to completely roll out. But they will, yeah. So we will be updating the chat system as we promised for a long time, but it will happen.
Do you want to give a bit more detail on Parrot Hunt and the rewards that they might get?
It blew my mind. It's our next
Yeah,
event,
thanks,
Pirate
Ira.
Hunt. Yeah, it's okay. So we didn't even really get into the Pirate Hunt. So basically, the event's gonna look pretty much the same. You guys know how it works. So we don't need to get into that so much, but we've upgraded the rewards, and I'm pretty sure you guys are gonna really like. What do we got in those rewards, Declan?
Stuff.
You guys can always count on Declan.
High detailed answers.
Stuff.
No, there's premium induction oil, the titles, just random ammo.
Yeah, so he helped create, like, that's one of the cool reasons why you got him. Like he helps create these reward lists and everything, and I think it's really cool. And as you can see, he's just a ball of joy to have around the office. That guy, he never stops talking. You know, he sits right next to me all day long. That's all I got to hear. Stuff. Okay. So, yeah, this is something. Let me talk about this real quick, actually. This is something that near and dear to my heart. So people are saying, yeah, if you're not willing to pay money, the drop rate sucks, basically. You know what? I have to say that that's the monster. That's the thing that what we deal with. In any game that's free to play, there are pay to win factors. It's no secret. We all know it. We all play the games. I 100% believe that our game is fairly well balanced when it comes to that. I don't think that you know, if you don't want to pay money, there's ways for you to advance in this game and be a very, very powerful player. So you know, to be honest, I don't like hearing that argument over and over. This is a pay to win game. You know what? Every game that's free to play is pay to win. That's a fact. There's no getting around that. The very few that can actually say that they're not, they're esports. We're not esports. We're not a gigantic esports game like, you know, League of Legends or Dota. So we can't have that model. That model doesn't work. We have to go with a different model. So what you have to look at is a spectrum of how much you make a game pay to win. And you know, I honestly really believe that the DarkOrbit is on the lower end of that spectrum when it comes to that. Of course, you get an advantage when you pay, and I believe you should. That's the way it works. You're helping us with, you know, do our thing, helping us create the game. It's a thing that should be in there. But Also, if you're willing to grind and take the time and play the game and learn, you can also do a lot of things and become a very powerful player. And I have no problem with that. No problem with any free player. I'll talk to you exactly the same as anybody else. Yeah, I just want to get that off my chest. It's something that's, you know, that I see all the time. Of course, it's never going to be a solved argument, but I just wanted to tell you my point of view on that.
And just to add to that, I've worked on a number of other projects before I was working at Big Point, which also use the same like system, and it's really, really hard to balance. One of the things is to try and ensure that players can definitely get there. It's just going to take you a lot more time if you're not willing to like pay some money out. But you know, you can do the gate, you can get the induction oil. I know it will take a long time to get those ships, but those ships will still be there when you get there in the end. And also there may be other ships there which we've like built and put in, so when you actually get there, you've collected the like amount of oil to like do that. You may be like, oh, pleasantly surprised that there's something brand new that you can pick up, which you're really excited about as well. So it's different horses for different courses. It's really, really important that we try and provide content. Just recently, we've really, really been trying to make sure that there are level 6 and level 12 quests there to try and engage the lower level like players. That's something I've really been insisting on, so that we can just make sure that everybody can get involved in like this like process and get involved in the events. I know that it's really, really hard sometimes to like balance, and sometimes you're pushed onto like maps where there is like PvP like potential like combat, but hopefully those like higher level PvP players are like heading out to try and like finish the harder level quests, so you get some time and things like this. It's hard to get all these balances right, but we really, really do try.
Yeah, so that's our kind of thoughts on that. And of course, we know we didn't really solve anything by telling you guys that, but I just hope you can understand kind of where we're coming from. You know, Phil's been in the industry for quite a long time. Declan and I have been fans of the industry for quite a long time. So, yeah, you know, we know what we're doing. We know the arguments for and against, but in the end, I agree with the model that we use, and I agree with the way that the way we go about. I guess I would say monetizing the game, and I think it's fair. I really do. Yeah, so I guess we can move on from there. And I saw a question in here, and I saw one earlier as well about the. So we know there's some issues on our bigger servers, mainly Global Europe 1 and Global America 1 on the weekends. I can tell you we continue to work on it. It's a very tough issue to solve. We have some different ideas on how to go about doing that. We haven't picked one yet. I can tell you that the main issue is basically we can open 1 million different servers and put you guys all on them, but the way the structure of the game works, a map is on one server, and it won't work the other way. So basically, we're limited by how powerful one particular server is. So this is where you see the problems, the main issues. There's other issues too. This is the main issue, is that everybody goes on basically on one map, and it causes some lag. How we're going to address this, I can't tell you because the concrete plan hasn't been set yet, but it's something that is 100% on our radar, and 100% our new lead producer, as you might want to call him, is very focused on getting fixed. You know, we want you guys to have a lag-free environment, highest performance possible with our game. In the end, there's no reason for us not to want that for you. So so we're all going to continue to work on that, and we'll give you updates as they become available. The move of the data center should help us once we get through some of the technical issues that we ran into doing the actual move. Yeah. So, where is Psychondric? We need to see his sexy face. He's in the building. He didn't have any time right now to come by, unfortunately, today. The powers that be have that man very busy. We'll try to get him here for the next Twitch stream, so whoever was looking for him can see his sexy face. And if not, I can get some pictures of him, I guess, and we can put him as the thing goes
Just have
around.
a cut out behind
We'll have a little
us. It's just
cutout,
like,
yeah.
that'd be interesting and quite odd. Couple of other questions there. Upgrade systems for like new lasers. Again, this involves like development time. A lot of stuff is like on server merge at the moment. We need to like see how many of these lasers are like coming into like the game and how many are coming into the economy, so that we can like utilize that well, because we don't just want you to suddenly don't want certain people just to be upgrading while other people haven't even really got there yet. It's again that sort of thing about people paying, people not paying, and how we like keep that sort of balance at some type of level, although it always sort of drifts apart. There's a question about clicking gates takes way too long. That's probably to do with the old infrastructure of like the game, and it's just to do with how it's like linking to like the next gate and like making sure that it doesn't bug out when that's happening. I appreciate it takes a little bit of time, but you know, space travel isn't easy, and we have. When was the last time we went to the moon? So, you know, it's just
or did we ever?
Yeah. And that's a question as well. Will there be new maps with new aliens in them in accordance with the mentioned storylines? Well, I've been talking to Art about something. I don't know what that's about, but I have been talking to Art, and we've been looking at something a little more organic.
Organic stuff. Keywords. Skill tree will get an upgrade anytime soon. You know, that's something else we were talking about. Anytime soon, that's a relative term. I say soon all the time. I won't say for, at least not for 6 months. I'll give you that one. Probably longer than that. But yeah, it's something that we're looking at. We have some plans in place, but it's not one of our points of focus at the moment. Where's the schism from the 4-4? Okay, so yeah, that's a compensation issue. It's something that I'll make an announcement about earlier. It's something that I was looking into. I think, yeah, we found the issue on why that compensation, like most people got it, but there were some that didn't. And we found the problem, and we're working to fix it. I know it's been a while, but unfortunately that was something that was a bit on the back burner, but something that I can look into again right away. Because of course, you know, it's one of my things. I always want to get you guys what is rightfully yours. I think Declan and I have done a really good job of doing that, and we'll continue to. So, you know, give us a chance. We'll get it done. Can you say what are the rewards for winning the Blightstorm event? You think we can tell them that, Declan?
Nah.
No.
No.
Stuff.
You'll get
It's
10
stuff,
stuff.
isn't it?
Yeah, 10 stuff for the winner, eight stuff for second place. Now there's gonna be a really good prize pool. I think we'd want you guys to kind of figure that out, or not figure it out, but find out once the event comes out. FAQ will be out day before. No, wait. It's coming out. Is it on Monday, right? It starts. So FAQ will be out morning of, and of course you'll be able to see it in game what the prizes are. So we're here about 7 minutes left till we hit an hour. So we're gonna take a couple more questions, and then we'll go and be out of your lives for a little while. Baracus, close your legs. Why? No, I got pants on, man. I think this is comfortable. This is how I sit. I mean, I could bust out one of these, I guess, and you can see these fancy ass socks I got, but
They're not that fancy, by the way.
they're pretty fan. They're really soft, really good material. When will we be able to unassemble our old things? No, disassemble. Oh wait, no, you guys probably don't know Short Circuit. That's way beyond your time. but Phil knows. Phil knows. That's all going into like that's going into a whole new thing. That's putting something new into the game. I can't tell you when that will happen. I think, you know, we'll be working on other things, so I won't give you an answer on that when I don't know. Just not going to happen. Will you check the account of who wins the event? I assume that means the Pirate Hunt event. Yeah, we'll check it out. We'll see what the deal is, and we'll see what's what. If it turns out they were cheating, then they didn't win. That's that simple. We will take that win away from you and shame you publicly. Probably not that, but we'll definitely take the win away.
Ban them on live stream.
We'll ban them on live stream. Yeah, we see you. We see you. Witness you. Okay, let's see what else we got here. Unfortunately, this thing doesn't scroll so well. So I'm stuck on one side, and it's not a touch screen, so it doesn't work. What is it? What is the reason that Schism is only obtainable during Obsidian Apocalypse sales? Basically because that's when you need it. That's the answer you're looking for. Probably not the one you're looking for, but the one you're gonna get right now. Yeah. You know, with any kind of resource or anything in the game that is supposed to be rare and hard to obtain, we have to be really careful on how we give you guys chances to get it. This is something that goes into the pay to win, free to play thing. We have to keep things. We have to keep their value. They have to maintain their value, you know, regardless of whether you can purchase it or whether you can grind for it. It still has to have a value, and that value goes down the minute you start making it more readily available. That's pure economics, game economics, and that's something that we have to be really conscious of. So yeah, that's it's something that we can look at, giving you more ways to get that stuff. But at the same time, we have to keep the value of resources. That's it wouldn't be good for anybody if we broke them all up. Yeah, will there be any new bonus boxes during the Pirate Hunt? Will there be? I don't know. Declan, are there any more bonus boxes?
No.
No.
Thinking along the lines of like event boxes, but no.
Okay.
There's not.
But you can win stuff, so
yeah.
Just make sure you
lots and lots of stuff.
just take that out. What about the jackpot we got? Okay, so yeah. First of all, I am super proud. Why am I clapping? I did not see one person ask about the JPA this whole time. It might have been in there, but I didn't see it, so thank you guys. It's not coming back, so thank you for not asking anymore. But the actual, the jackpot that's in there, yeah, I mean, we want to think of something to do with that, I can tell you, but that's, honestly, it's kind of low on the list of priorities right now. Yeah, we'll give you something for it. What? I don't know. You know, I see it up there on my account too all the time, just sitting there staring at me in the face. Put a little piece of tape over it? I don't know, just so you don't see it. It is home fixes, like country fixes, how do they call it? Yeah. So, yeah, we want to do something with that, but I can tell you it's not a huge thing right now, because in the end it doesn't. What about JPB? Ha ha ha. But, yeah, so we want to do something with that, but yeah, I mean, it's not that much of a nuisance to see it there. Just know it's an unobtainable thing that just sits on your screen. Deep. So yeah, we'll take one or two more questions, then we're gonna cut out of here. Yeah. It's about that time that we go. Let's see. Regarding what is it? People using GG Clicker to build gates. It doesn't affect gameplay like bots. You know, I don't really feel any way about the GG Clicker little bots. For me, that's not a huge issue, I guess, because it's not, as you said, it's not really affecting the gameplay. Now, I can't tell you, it could be affecting our performance if thousands of people are doing it. I'm sure it affects something. That being said, I don't think that's that big of a deal in the end. Yeah, so one final question. Can I have your number, please? Number of what? Stuff. No, you cannot have my number, but you can contact me on Discord. I'm always there. Yeah, so just join our Discord server. and maybe you can talk to me. You know, I'd Raucous 1 versus 1. Nah, I wouldn't take you on. I'd send Declan take you out. Not even a match, son.
So no point.
Not even the match. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna go ahead and call it a stream now. Thank you very much for joining us. It's been a great time. Over to Phil.
Thanks very much for coming and listening. We'll be back pretty soon. We'll be back talking about the next part of Blightstorm and other things that are coming up. As we always say, just give us your feedback. The more stuff that you tell us, and we know the fundamental problems that you have, but if there's things in the game that you really, really enjoy, quests, missions, if you enjoy new ships, these things, this is the stuff we want to know, because then we can decide where we put our resources and what we look at to design next, and make sure things are there for you.
Yeah, so I saw something. If you join our Discord server, you'll see Declan and I right on the side there. We're the two red names. Just look for it. Green. Yeah. I'm colorblind. That's the excuse. Yeah. Yeah, you'll see us in there. We're always available to talk. Not always, but we're a lot of times available to talk to you on there. Yeah, it's been really cool. Thank you guys for joining us. Declan, you want to say stuff?
Yeah, I want to say stuff.
Okay. We all know who the real star of this show is. All right, so guys, everybody have a fantastic day, week, month, year. Make sure you enjoy some Dark Orbit stuff. Pirate Storm coming your way next. Is it next week?
Yeah, it's next week.
Next 15th, next Monday. Pirate Storm coming your way. Pirate Hunt, Blightstorm. Yeah, that's us. Out.
Cheers.
Bye.
Bye.